The Honourable Member for Sarnia-Lambton.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to thank my colleague for an excellent speech. I guess this bill has come very late in terms of implementing anything before the next election. What is the impact of what just happened here in the House with the NDP not being willing to advance the bill in a more speedy way?
Honourable Member for St Albert Edmonton.
Madam Speaker, it really raises the question if the NDP is doing the dirty work of the government. It raises questions about whether this government is serious about actually moving this bill forward in time for the next election.
The Honourable Member for New Westminster Burnaby is rising on a point of order.
I think we see the problem with the Conservative caucus in understanding good faith negotiations. You don't do what that member has just done.
The Honourable Member knows that, yes, we are not going to enter into that debate. The Honourable Member for St Albert Edmonton, perhaps more judicious.
Madam Speaker, the NDP Liberal government will be tested very shortly, and they've already in part failed that test with what the NDP did moments ago. They have a choice. They can move this bill forward expeditiously. We support that. This bill does need to be passed. It does need to receive royal assent as soon as possible so the safeguards can be in place in the next election.
The Honourable Member for Barry-Innisfil.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And I'm just curious, this has been ongoing for a long time, as you're aware of this issue of foreign interference impacting our elections, impacting candidates, influencing elections, influencing candidates. How closely are the Americans monitoring what's going on in this country?
For St Albert Edmonton.
Madam Speaker, I think I think our allies have increasingly become concerned that this country has been subjected to interference by the Beijing-based regime. In fact, last week, the U.S. Congress is scrutinizing the alarming national security breach at the Winnipeg lab, where agents of Beijing infiltrated our highest security lab under this government's watch. It was a massive national security failure, but has drawn international concern.
The Honourable Member for Drummond. Thank you, Madam Speaker. A quick question. I would like the member to explain why the Commissioner should be independent.
Member for St Albert Edmonton.
Well, that is, Madam Speaker, that is an interesting question. The Commissioner is housed, as presented in this bill, within the Department of Public Safety. There may be merits to that from a resource standpoint, but it is something that does need to be further considered at the committee stage in terms of how the Commissioner should be established and whether, in fact, the Commissioner should be housed within the Department of Public Safety or independent.